Hi, this is Monte again with the workout of the week. This week we're going to focus more on strength movements, and so what we're going to do is we're going to first start with mobility, and then we're going to go through some kettlebell strength stuff. So the mobility things, we're going to do 3 different exercises. We're going to do a bird dog, we're going to do a up down dog and down dog, and then we'll finish with a dead bug. So anyway, I'm going to demonstrate one of those. Do about probably 12 to 14 total reps with those, and I'll give you a demonstration. So the bird dog, you're on all fours. You want your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We want you to extend out, opposites, arm and leg. We want you to drive out with your heel and not your toe. So drive your heel out and your palm out. When you do that, make a stretch between your palm and heel, and then switch back. Go back to the other side. So go back and forth about a total of 14 times. So 7 on each side. The next one is the up dog, down dog. That if you do yoga, you probably do these a lot in yoga. If you don't, here's how we're going to do it. We start in the up dog position. I want you to drive your hips down, your chest out. I want you to squeeze your butt, and then I want you to go back up. So you come back down, squeeze your butt, come back up. Your legs are never laying on the ground. You keep yourself off the ground, and you're going to do about 14 reps. The last one is a dead bug. You can do the dead bug with your arms and legs extended or have them bent. So if they're extended, same thing, we're going to do opposites. So we want the opposite arm and leg to go back. Once again, extend, come back up, opposite arm and leg, go back. So we want to do about 14, 7 on each side with those. I would do at least 2 rounds of mobility to get you warmed up before we do the strength things. The next, we're going to go into strength moves. So we're going to use a kettlebell for all of those. I'm going to give you some how to and how not things to do. And we want to work on trying to perfect these 3 moves. So the first one is a goblet squat. What we're going to do is clean the bell up. Hold on to the bell by the handles. That's what they're there for. So when you do your squat, I want you to think about pulling yourself down into your squat, a little pause at the bottom, stand back up, squeeze your butt. So pull yourself down into your squat, stand back up, squeeze your butt. A couple things to keep in mind is when you come down, we don't want you to look up at the ceiling. We want you to keep your spine neutral with that. Number 1. Number 2 is when you come down, we don't want you leaning forward with that. Very simple high school physics. Think about as you lean forward, the weight's going to pull you forward. It's going to pull you down even more. So we're going to keep your chest up, dropping yourself down, little pause at the bottom, and come back up. So we want to, that's going to be our squat. The next is going to be our press. With the press, we're going to do those left-handed and right-handed. You want to press a bell that you can do all your reps with. We don't want you to press to failure. So get a bell that's light enough you can do it correctly, but yet heavy enough to give you a challenge. So once again, when we press, these are things to keep in mind. You clean the bell up. We want your hand deep into the bell for that, and we want your wrist closed. We don't want your wrist open that way. Puts a lot of stress right here. So we want your wrist closed like that. You'll feel a little stress here on your back of your wrist, but it's not much. Next thing, when we press, we want you to press through your foot. So have your foot underneath you. We want you to create tension on this side of the body. So you're squeezing this side. And when you press, we want you to press directly overhead. So if you notice, my arm should be directly past my ear and directly down into my leg. We don't want you out here, and we don't want you way back here. So press straight up. The other thing you'll notice is when I press, my elbow's inside, it's not outside. Once again, simple physics. When your arm's outside, you get all the weight going down through here on the outside. We want all the weight close to the center of our body. We want you pressing straight up and straight back down with that. You're going to do 5 on each side with that. The last is going to be a row. So you can row using a bench or row just with your elbow on your leg. Once again, we want you to keep your head, upper back, and butt all in the same alignment. So you'll go forward with that. We want the bell to come right up to our side, keeping your elbow close, just like that. you want 5 on one side, 5 on the other. So once again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 5 reps of our squat. We're gonna do 5 presses, 5 on left, 5 on right, and 5 rows, 5 on left, 5 on right. We're gonna do that 5 different times, okay? So it's 5 reps, and it's 5 sets, going through 5 different times. What you're gonna do is finish with a kettlebell swing. So I'm very particular about my swing. Number one, because it's what the people usually get hurt the most in, is the swing. They get hurt because they do it wrong. So we want your swing to be correct. You create all the power of the swing with your hips and not your arms and not your back. Your hips are way stronger than your back and your arms, so use your hips to create the power. Here's how I want to see the swing happen, okay? Stand back from the kettlebell. In order to know how far back you go, the easiest way to do it is start with the bell pretty much between your feet. You're gonna step out and step back on both sides. So step out, step back. That's about how far back you should be from the kettlebell. Look at that. So you're gonna hip hinge, squat down. What we wanna see now is a snap. I see so many people starting up here and they start their swing from up here. That's not how you start your swing. When you do that, you hyperextend your back. So we want you hip hinge, squat. You're gonna snap the bell. The bell will snap. It's gonna hit you just about in the butt. What you do from there is you drive your hips up. You hit a plank. So at this point, your butt's tight, your legs are tight, your core is tight. The bell is out here. You're not pulling with your arms. You're not bending your back. All the weight, all the power is coming through your hips. So let me show you. So it's going to be a snap, plank, plank, snap. So you notice I'm here and everything's tight. My butt, my legs, my core, my back, everything's tight. The only thing that's not tight is my arms and my neck. Those are loose with that. You see people that swing and the bell comes way up here. The only way you're going to do that is if you're lifting with your arms. Once again, a swing is designed to give you power in your hips. This is all it's going to do is hurt yourself. So, once again, on the swing we're going to do that a little bit different. What I want you to do is have a clock set up. You can use your phone, the timer on your phone. We want you to swing 8 swings every 30 seconds and do it for 5 minutes. So in other words, you're going to swing 8 times, or start your clock, go 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, swing 8 times. When you're done with your 8, set your bell down. Wait till the 30 to end. When it starts over again, pick your bell back up, swing 8 more times. So I want you to do that for 5 minutes. It doesn't sound like a lot, but once you go through it once, you'll find out what it really means. When you're swinging a bell, swing something that means something. So the little bitty 5-pound and 10-pound and 15-pound bells are way too small to swing. Women should be swinging no less than a 20-pound bell. Men really no less than a 30-pound bell, and then it moves up from there with that. My wife swings a 53-pound bell two-handed without any issue. So you easily should be able to swing a heavy bell with that. That's what's going to create power in your hips by using a heavy bell. So once again, if you have any questions, make sure you ask me on Facebook or ask me in person. If you like this video, please like it and then share it with everybody else. And I will see you next week.